tapping in for a little bit. I hope you guys are doing pretty good. I had a pretty good day. I hope you guys had a pretty good day. Yeah. So just seeing how you guys are doing. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well. Just wanted to come live for a little bit, hang out with the gems, ask you how your Thursday was, and just talk about some things, you know, whatever comes to my mind. We're just hanging out for a little bit. So today, on my Thursday, I just was thinking personally about, life in general and how life changes as we get older, how life changes as we age. And I don't know, I feel like it's crazy that one day you're grown and you're expected to handle life. And I don't know. I think it's a crazy thing to one day be an adult. And no matter what, no matter whether you had great parents or you had awful parents, I don't think anybody is ready to be an adult. My question is, were you guys prepared for adulthood? My answer is no. I definitely was not prepared for what came with being an adult. I know I definitely wanted to be an adult because I didn't want anybody telling me what to do. I know I definitely um, had certain things that there is no way that I want to be told what to do, what to say, what to think, where to go, and all those things. So, that part of my life, I was most definitely ready to be an adult in that sense. But in the sense of being prepared to be an adult, no way. I most definitely was not ready and prepared to be a grown up. Most definitely, no way. When people say that they were ready to be a grown up and all kinds of things, I don't believe those things. I think that you get to be 18 years old and one day you just are expected to function in this world. And I think that there's a lot of young people and they are ill prepared. They're not prepared for what comes for this life. I know I wasn't prepared. I just was pushed out and I was expected to swim and to function and to be okay. And there's a lot of things that happen when you become 18, 19, 20, whatever age you are when you leave home and you're expected to be grown and handle your business. I most definitely was not prepared. And I think that more parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, other people, um, I most definitely was trying my best to just surviving things, but I didn't learn a lot of things. I think I was pushed out into this life and it was a thing that you swim or you sink, and I most definitely was a person that I got taken advantage of a lot because back in the day parents didn't talk about certain things, certain issues. They kept it to themselves. And I think that that's a bad thing and that causes generational brokenness. Like, why don't parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, other adults, period, talk to children and prepare them for what life will be like when you become an adult? I was most definitely not prepared when it came to how much bills cost, just the regular day to day, like how much does it cost to live in as an adult? What is the, how do you do a budget? How do you prepare meals and you fix it? How do you keep a home clean? Like life skills. Because I'm not going to fault all parents because being a parent, being an adult is difficult. And I think every parent and adult does the best that they can, but I most definitely was not prepared to be out in this world and to function properly. I think there was such a big learning curve, and I think so much people, they just get thrown into the deep end when they become an adult, and that's the reason why so much people take advantage of them. They didn't have conversations about what they should do, what they shouldn't do, who to trust, don't fall for this gimmick, and things like that. So I made sure now, because of how I was raised and things that I went through, I made sure now I talk to my little nieces and cousins and other people in my family and talk about real things like, this is how much rent is going to cost you. This is how you save money. This is how you budget. You know, don't trust everybody. Have your own sense of self esteem. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. I think that's one of the most important skills that anybody could ever give a child. Of course, you need to teach them like how to, keep a home and do things like that, which I think every parent should give their kids, like give how to keep a home, how to cope in life, that it's okay to cry, um, and like not really focusing your mind on who you should trust and things like that. And most people don't allow their children to be prepared for this life. I wasn't prepared for it. Most of my siblings weren't prepared for it. Most of my friends were not prepared for it. And nobody really talks about this. And I think as an adult, I think this is a very important conversation to have. Were you prepared to be an adult? Were you prepared to function? Or did you lose a lot? There's so much people that they experience bankruptcy. There's so much things that, like, you're 18, you're out of the house, and you're not prepared for. I don't think most parents prepare you for financial literacy because they don't have financial literacy. They don't know anything about budgeting and credit and how to save money and things like that. Those are life skills that I think the majority of people around the world just don't know how to deal with life, how to function when it comes to financial literacy, who to trust, teaching your kids about self esteem and respecting themselves, teaching your kids to have boundaries. Hi, Carter. Teaching kids to have boundaries, teaching, all these things should be taught, but I don't believe that they're taught at all to the majority of the population. Most people 18 and up, you get put out there, and then the reality of bills, budgeting, how are you going to eat, coping with working from day to day, how to function. And it's not a good thing. Hey, Echo, how are you doing? Welcome. Did you get my message on my video? I never got an email from you. I hope you're doing great. Um, One of the things that I know, I definitely was not prepared to live and to function in day to day life, and that's not a good thing. You know, I, I had, I've made a lot of bad decisions being young because I wasn't prepared. There were certain conversations that I think parents, aunties, uncles, and other people don't have with their children that needs to be had. Like, be careful of predators. Don't do certain things. Um, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't. I never have understood why some parents